Hi, who doesn't want to learn about Vikings? We've been learning about Vikings, so we're going to tell you 10 things about Vikings and even give you the chance to answer these questions on your own. Give you about 3 to 4 seconds after each one to see if you can get it correct. First of all, when did the Vikings live? Approximately.
8th to 11th century.
The 8th to the 11th century. Okay, that, like a true Viking, using available resources to... Okay. Second question. Yes, the 8th to the 11th century.
Where did they live?
BCE. Where did they live? Where did the Vikings live? What
Denmark,
country?
Sweden, and Norway.
Correct.
What
The Northern
is
European
this?
countries that we now know as Scandinavia. What type of writing did they develop?
Rune.
Runes. Correct. You got it. Anybody else get that correct?
What?
I doubt
Yes.
it. You
What?
did? You didn't say runes.
What is it?
So
Rune.
the Vikings believed in a number of gods such as Odin,
Thor.
Freya, Thor, Loki, and actually at least 4 days of the week were named after them.
Who?
Can you tell me which days of the week were named after
What?
which gods?
What Thursday? Thor.
Thursday after
What
Thor.
Friday? Freya.
Freya or Frigga.
Let me say something,
Okay.
please. This, what is this? It is a superhero Viking.
It's a superhero Viking. Okay, so that's sort of our intermission work of art. Of course, also Thor, Thursday, Odin or Vodin for Vodin's Day, Freya, Frigga, Friday, and Tyr, Tuesday, the god of war. Most of their homes were made out of what?
Twigs and wood.
Twigs and wood. Twigs are little tiny pieces of wood. They were not made out of twigs.
No,
They were made out of timber.
Clay.
Those were some other civilizations we've been studying, but Vikings most of them lived around a lot of forests, so they were made out of, their homes were made out of
Timber.
timber. You just looked at this again! Okay. Yes, they were very talented craftspeople, very skilled at carpentry, metalworking, things like that.
Actually, Daddy, I just looked at the timber part, what you told us before.
Well, you might have gotten that one correct, but I didn't give you the chance to answer because I was afraid that you might have skipped ahead and already seen the answer to the next one, so I didn't give you the chance.
I did.
So number 6 would be there were 3 main classes in Viking culture.
Sword?
I didn't say weapons. I said classes. There were slaves, freemen, and nobles, otherwise known as thralls, carls, and jarls, which has a certain lyricism about it. Thralls, carls, and jarls. Slaves, noblemen, slaves, freemen, and nobles. Land was passed to the oldest son,
Let me
which meant
say
other
something.
sons.
What? Wait. What is this? It's an anglerfish.
Okay, what is the relevance to Vikings?
I'm trying everything.
Well, what does this have to do with Vikings? We're talking about Vikings. So, I really like a Viking anglerfish.
So what is this? What is this? It's a superhero sea monster.
Superhero sea monster that might have attacked a Viking in many of their epic poems. But back to the oldest sons who inherited all of the land, which meant that any other son had to go find land on their own, which was maybe a primary reason why they went off searching to plunder and pillage other countries' lands, like England, one of their favorites. Many of them were full-time, surprisingly enough, not full-time warriors, but full-time farmers. Very hard to farm.
Ask us another question.
Yes, very hard to farm because of hills, mountains, makes it a little more challenging to actually farm. But they did have a lot of things like cows, goats,
And reindeer.
and reindeer, correct. Viking
And
women...
pigs.
And pigs, yes. Viking women generally had a lifespan of approximately when?
What do you mean?
When did most Viking women die?
35?
Around 35. Very sad. You know why? Because of a little thing called childbirth and a lack of modern medicine.
Let me say something.
Men, on the other hand, very unfairly, would frequently grow
Please let
to
me say
survive into
something
their
for a
50s unless they
minute.
died in battle and went to Asgard.
Let me say something for a minute.
Yes.
What are these
Not
soft?
again.
What are these soft? They are fish.
Those are other fish, other Viking fish.
Okay, no more. You smell like campfire, Daddy.
Thank you. It's probably because we just had a campfire. What were the names of the battleships the battle boats that the
Long
Vikings
ships.
used. Long ships, because they were very shallow, 60 to 90 feet long, 12 to 17 feet across. They could go into very narrow and shallow bodies of water, so they could sneak up on their enemies very quickly, surprise them, and take all their treasure. Another thing, one of the most popular icons of Viking culture is the helmet, of course, with the
Tower?
animal horns, which is completely true or false.
False.
False, correct.
Because, well, they didn't wear them in war.
Yeah, they wore them for like ceremonies and rituals and things like that, but really they did not wear them into battle because it would have probably made it a lot harder to
Let
actually
me say something
fight.
for a minute.
Okay, just one moment, just give me like 30 minutes and then
No,
it'll be your
7
turn.
minutes.
Okay, most of their weapons were made out of what material? Iron. Wood and iron. What were three main weapons that they
What?
used?
What is this?
Sword,
battle
axe, and
What?
spear. You
What
got
are
it.
these
So
helmets?
the Vikings were great pirates, great traders, great business people, surprisingly great family people as well, because they gathered around in their great halls where they all slept, ate, told stories, etc., until they were Christianized in 960. Denmark was the first country to become Christianized. One of their greatest legacies, amidst many other things in popular culture, would be their mythology, the epic poems they told, and their influence on literature, with their fantastic, unparalleled stories of warriors going into battle, although they were really great family people.
What
too. We don't
are
think of them
these-
so much for that.
What are these helmets? Viking helmet?
Can you stop that?
Viking helmet? Viking helmet? Viking helmet? Viking helmet? Viking helmet? Let me see. Dragon helmet. Monster helmet. Monster helmet.
And
Lisa,
a
can I hold it up?
collection of Viking runes and illustrations. Thank you very much. We will be back to discuss Hellenic civilization next.